The Cleveland Show is an American adult animated sitcom created by Seth MacFarlane, Richard Appel, and Mike Henry for the Fox Broadcasting Company as a spin-off of Family Guy. The series centers on the Browns and Tubbs, two dysfunctional families consisting of parents Cleveland Brown and Donna Tubbs and their children Cleveland Brown, Jr., Roberta Tubbs, and Rallo Tubbs. Similar to Family Guy, it exhibits much of its humor in the form of cutaway gags that often lampoon American culture. The series was conceived by MacFarlane in 2007 after developing the two animated series Family Guy and American Dad! For the Fox network. MacFarlane centered the show on Family Guy character Cleveland Brown, his new wife Donna Tubbs, his stepchildren Rallo and Roberta Tubbs, and his son Cleveland, Jr., who, in the show, is depicted as an obese, soft-spoken teen, as opposed to his depiction as a younger, hyperactive child with average body weight on Family Guy. The series originally aired from September 27, 2009, to May 19, 2013, for a total of 4 seasons and 88 episodes. The Cleveland Show was nominated for 1 Annie Award, 1 Primetime Emmy Award, and 2 Teen Choice Awards, but received mixed reviews from media critics. The Cleveland Show holds a TV 14 rating. The series was cancelled after its 4th season. Cleveland and his family have since then returned to Family Guy in the 12th season episode He's Black. Production, development. Seth MacFarlane initially conceived the Cleveland Show in 2007 while working on his other 2 animated series, Family Guy and American Dad! The Cleveland Show first appeared on the development slate at Fox in early 2008, under no official name for the pilot, after a report that Fox had purchased the series from creators. On May 5, 2008, MacFarlane and 20th Century Fox Television inked a deal. The pilot was named The Cleveland Show in May 2008, when it appeared on the primetime slate for the 2008-09 television season, although it wasn't officially on the network's schedule. Shortly after a report that King of the Hill just ended, leaving airtime for The Cleveland Show, the show was picked up for a full season after an additional 9 episodes of the show were ordered. In May 2009, The Cleveland Show appeared on the primetime slate for the 2009-10 television season, for airing on Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. on June 15, 2009. It was announced that The Cleveland Show would premiere on September 27, 2009. MacFarlane and Henry pitched a 22-minute pilot to Fox which aired on September 27, 2009, but had been leaked on the Internet in June 2009. Even before the pilot episode premiered, the show had already been renewed for a 22-episode second season. After the first season of the show aired, it was given the green light to start production. On June 10, 2010, less than 3 weeks into the first season's summer hiatus, it was announced that Fox was ordering a 3rd season. A 4th season was announced on May 9, 2011, just a few days before the 2nd season concluded. Executive producers, Seth MacFarlane, Mike Henry and Richard Appel served as executive producers on the series since the 1st season. Voice cast, Mike Henry voices 2 of the show's main characters, Cleveland Brown and Rallo Tubbs. The voice of Cleveland was developed originally for Family Guy by Henry after being influenced by one of his best friends who had a very distinct regional accent. For the voice of Rallo, Henry has stated that he had originally created the voice over 20 years ago, when he had made a series of prank calls. Sanaa Lathan voices Donna Tubbs, the wife of Cleveland. In developing the character, Lathan said that the producers wanted her to be educated, but to have some edge. Prior to voicing Donna, Lathan had only one other voice credit in a relatively low-budget film entitled The Golden Blaze. In addition to the show, she also primarily worked as an actress in such films as Alien vs. Predator, Love and Basketball and The Family That Prays. Reagan Gomez Preston plays Roberta Tubbs, the stepdaughter of Cleveland. Gomez has stated that she uses her own voice to portray Roberta, and that she herself gets mistaken to be a 15-year-old over the phone all the time. Before Gomez was cast as Roberta, Nia Long had provided the character's voice during the first production season. According to Long, she was replaced because producers decided they wanted an actress with a younger-sounding voice, given that the character is a teenager. Kevin Michael Richardson, a recurring guest voice on Family Guy and American Dad, portrays Cleveland, Jr., as well as Cleveland's next-door neighbor Lester Crinklesack. In portraying Cleveland, Jr., Richardson drew inspiration from a character named Patrick that he had played on the NBC drama series ER, who was mentally impaired and wore a football helmet. For Lester, Richardson stated in an interview that, being African American, he had run into a few rednecks in his time, and decided to simply perform a stereotypical redneck impression for the voice of Lester. Jason Sudeikis plays Holt Richter, one of Cleveland's drinking buddies with a short stature, and Terry Kimpel, one of Cleveland's longtime friends who now works with him at Waterman Cable. Sudeikis originally began as a recurring cast member, but starting with the episode Harder, Better, Faster, Browner, he was promoted to a series regular. Seth MacFarlane played Tim the Bear up until episode 3 APS 10, which MacFarlane admits is a Steve Martin impression. A wild and crazy guy impression. Jess Hunnell voices Tim from episode 3 APS 11 onwards. Other voices include that of Ariana Huffington as Tim's wife Ariana the Bear, Nat Faxon as Tim and Ariana's son Raymond the Bear, Jamie Kennedy as Roberta's boyfriend Gabrielle Friedman, a.k.a. Feederline Jones, Will Forte as Principal Wally, Frances Callier as Evelyn Cookie Brown, Craig Robinson as LeVar Freight Train Brown and David Lynch as Gus the bartender. Characters. Cleveland's newly introduced family includes his new wife in her early 40s, Donna Tubbs Brown, Donna's teenage daughter Roberta, and Donna's 5-year-old son Rallo. Cleveland, Jr. underwent a complete redesign for the show, becoming sensitive and soft-spoken. Crossovers with other animated sitcoms. The Cleveland show characters have appeared on other animated sitcoms and vice versa. The Cleveland show crossovers have all involved 2 other animated programs. Both the other 2 animated programs were also created by Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy and American Dad. There are also many brief cameos of characters from FOX's other animated series, The Simpsons, and King of the Hill. Broadcast, Syndication. In July 2010, the Turner Broadcasting System picked up syndication rights for their networks TBS and Adult Swim. The show premiered on Adult Swim on Saturday, September 29, 2012 at 10:30/9:30 C. The show debuted in syndication on local stations on September 16, 2013. Cancellation. On April 17, 2013, Fox dismissed increasing rumors that the Cleveland show had been cancelled, reporting rather that renewal of the series was undetermined as of that time. However, on May 13, NY Daily News Fox chairman of entertainment Kevin Reilly confirmed its cancellation. The series premiered in reruns on September 29, 2012, on Adult Swim on Cartoon Network in the United States, in Canada on Much Music on September 3, 2013, and on TBS and local stations on September 16, 2013, again in the United States. Reruns continue to be aired on those networks today. Following the series' cancellation, it was confirmed that Cleveland and the Brown family would be moving back to Quahog to rejoin the Family Guy cast. International broadcast, reception. Critical reception. The Cleveland show has received mixed reviews. Review aggregator Metacritic gave the show a score of 57 out of 100. Tom Shales of The Washington Post spoke very negatively about both the show and MacFarlane himself, describing him as no better than the dirty old man hanging around playgrounds with naughty pictures or risque jokes as lures. Roberto Bianco of USA Today wrote a similarly negative review, suggesting that the easiest fix for its problem was cancellation. John McWhorter of The New Republic called it a patronizing mess, and basically Family Guy in blackface. He added, "What isn't black in it is so shamelessly ripped off from Family Guy that it's hard to believe it's the product of creators who are usually so studiously post obvious stunts of the sort." Matt Rouse of TV Guide wrote, "The lamest, most unnecessary spin-off since Private Practice, Cleveland rests on the shoulders of the hopelessly bland title character. However, Rob Owen of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette was more positive about the program, writing that although the Cleveland show was just as crude as Family Guy, it also had more warmth due to Cleveland being a more likable character than Peter Griffin. Owen also praised the character of Tim the Bear, stating that Tim is by far the most amusing creation. Awards and nominations, home media, DVD releases. References. External links, official website, The Cleveland Show at the Internet Movie Database, The Cleveland Show at TV.com.